my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and smartphone accelerometers. So smartphones have capabilities to track motion and movement. So accelerometers that are in smartphones, they can do things like track your steps, like a pedometer, track your motion and movement for different types of apps and applications. So, for example, some phones, like iPhones, for example, they have certain features where you can program it to, for example, if you shake your phone, it does some type of action with the phone. So these are pretty cool features that smartphones have. One thing with accelerometer data is that people or companies that have apps that can use accelerometers may possibly take that data and use it for purposes that people may not be aware of or may not even consent to or understand. So, for example, the accelerometer data and also information about the phone and its location can be used to track individuals. So kind of where you go, where you walk. In a way, it's sort of like metadata, where, let's say, for instance, you take a picture with a phone. Part of the metadata that's in that photo is the location of where that photograph was taken. So some apps can take advantage of that metadata and the information from accelerometers to be able to do other things with that data. The concern with accelerometer data is possibly apps that do not need that data but are tracking that information anyway. So it can track things, not only your, let's say, how many steps you walk per minute. Maybe it can track kind of the speed in which you're traveling down the street. Let's say you're in a bus or in a car. It may be able to track or identify other phones that are in proximity to you based on kind of that maybe shared information about kind of the speed and location of where you're traveling. So there's a big concern about how apps are using accelerometer data, especially apps that either you don't understand that they're using the data or there's really no other purpose for them to use that data. Also, this data can be sold to other companies. So let's say, for instance, someone says, okay, a healthy person can walk 60 steps per minute. I'm just making up a number. And you walk 40 steps per minute. People are concerned that companies can track through apps that information and possibly maybe sell it to an insurance company or something else. One of the larger concerns about accelerometer data, a lot of times because that function or feature is deep within the operating system, some phones, and iPhones included, may not have a system level feature for people to be able to turn that feature on or off. So it may not be apparent to you. Certain apps that may track this type of data. I think Instagram is one of those apps that tracks that type of information, and people are concerned that if there isn't a device level or OS level opt out of that information or that information tracking, that other apps may be able to use it. So it remains to be seen how this accelerometer data will end up being used with apps, especially on phones. So if you have a phone, it has an operating system, as we know, but then the apps that are being used on the phone may be collecting information about your movements, your proximity, in a way that you may not be able to opt out of. So I hope that this is something that is a feature that phone companies allow users to turn on and off, and also to know what apps are tracking their movements and location. That's it. Thank you.